วัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับต้อนรับเข้าสู่ The Diplomat ทาง Spring News กับคุณนิกกี้ทันชนกจงยศยิ่งผมวารินทร์สัจเดวครับ
ค่ะและที่เห็นอยู่รอบตัวเราเนี่ยนะคะก็คือเครื่องคริสตัลที่สวยงามมากเลยทีเดียวค่ะ
ครับเป็นสินค้าส่งออกที่สำคัญของสาธารณรัฐเช็กนะครับวันนี้เราพาคุณผู้ชมมาทำความรู้จักกับท่านทูตสาธารณรัฐเช็กประจำประเทศไทยนะครับพนักท่าน Vítězslav Grepl ครับ So Ambassador, beautiful residence that you have here in Bangkok.
Yes.
Downtown too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well located.
Yeah.
I have to say that my wife had a really very good hand when she picked this up. Our embassy is very close also. It's a walking distance sometimes. I walk some bike. Usually I use my car. But this is actually the center of the city, which gives us really a lot of opportunities, not only to go by car when it is jammed. I use BTS. Great. I feel a very good time with that.
Yeah.
And it gives us really also opportunity to see actually the city around us.
Yeah.
And,
Are you on the top floor of the building?
It is the last before the top.
Yes, almost.
So there's one more floor. But it is really high enough, I can tell you.
I can see the small chairs over there. I guess that you have a coffee outside and look at the scenery of Bangkok.
Yes, sometimes I have a coffee and a cigar,
Wow.
and I enjoy watching the city. It doesn't matter whether it is in the morning or in the afternoon, in the evening.
Yeah.
It is vibrant. It is moving all the time.
Right.
I can say that it's really hardly you would see the less traffic and it's all the time something going on here, which I really like.
As a diplomat, you travel all the time. So, what does it take to adjust yourself into the new city, and then and then where do you consider home?
Yeah. I will always have home in my homeland. It's no doubt about that. But I have to say that I spent really already so much time in Asia, and especially as I said before, so I love Southeast Asia. That I go home just for 3 weeks every year, so that I spend otherwise the whole year here. So that for me, actually, the home is where my family is. Now our boys are grown up. They are one in London, one in Prague. But I stay with my wife here. So for us, this is home. So this is where we share everything, and where we feel so fine, and where we actually take the objects or this decoration, which really makes us feeling we are like at home. Which is like if you look around the crystal, it's not only that it is one of the symbols of the Czech Republic, because we are famous crystal makers with a long tradition going back to many centuries, and especially one of the companies which is like nicely represented here is a company called Moser, which was established 1859, I think. In the western part of the country, close the German border, and they within these years, within more than 150 years, so they developed the technology which ranks this company among the top companies, crystal makers, of this clarity and quality, which I personally call them Rolls-Royce of crystal.
Right.
So that it's if you really want to have something like that, you have to have a little bit deeper pocket, but you get really the top quality. And actually, this company makes two lines. This very modern, like this one, which I once gave to my wife for her birthday, and also the classic line, which you will see later, and which actually is supplied to many royal courts in the whole world, including Thailand. So that it is also said that it is the flagship of the Czech crystal, this monster company, and they say that it is the king of crystal and crystal for kings, which is not only a good slogan, but it's really for the everyday life. You see that they do this.
So talking about this room a little bit,
Living room.
living room.
Well, this is where we spend most of our time, and with our friends. So there's a lot of meetings here and lunches and dinners. So we always want to feel the people comfortable and free, so that we do not have really that many objects around you, but it's a selection of what we have, kind of
This crystal too.
these small pieces of crystal on this. It's a combination of cultures that we put all around us, not only something what reminds us about our own country, but also the countries where we spend a big part of our life, which is Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, China, Malaysia.
So Ambassador, you keep your babies in the TV room. You have two babies.
That's yours, right? This one.
That's correct. So this is my Italian road bike, which I really like. It's very light. Its weight around 6 kg only, and it's really fast. My wife has a heavy bike, but she also
That one?
Uses it just to go to park. I use it to go with her, and also to keep myself fit. Now I would like to go to the north of Thailand to go to the hills and to the mountains. So it makes me really feel really nice, and I'm really so glad that I could have it here. That it is really my big friend.
Okay.
And it's not only for especially for the many Czechs, also maybe for some Thais, it is quite unimaginable when I tell them that what I do in Thailand, that I also play ice hockey.
So you have plan B for your career as an athlete, if not a diplomat.
But especially ice hockey is not only the bicycle. I got really certain features of character by biking, that especially when you go really to the very long hills, like 10-15 kilometers, and you are exhausted, and then I always was saying, well, maybe next curve and I will stop, and then I see next curve, I will try the next one, and then after all you are at the top, and you never give up. It is And in ice hockey, it is for some people when they watch NHL, they might think that it is a brutal sport. It's a manly sport, but it's really physically demanding. But it's a nice for the life because it teaches you how to take the hits, and in case you need to hit back. So that's for the life. It's
Some training for a diplomat. Yeah. So you were telling me this very funny metaphor about the diplomat and a lady. How are they different?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's a.
I'm a lady, yeah.
You're a diplomat. She's a
now
lady.
we are skating
So how do I differentiate?
on a thin ice. It goes like that. That when the diplomat says yes, he means maybe. When the diplomat says maybe, he means no. And when he says no, he's not a diplomat anymore. Whereas when the lady says no, she means maybe. When she says maybe, she means yes. And when she says yes, she's not a lady anymore.
So Ambassador, Asia is your most favorite region.
Yeah, that's very correct. I spent a big part of my life in Asia. We have two boys. They are already grown up, but they spent most of their life in Asia. We started in Malaysia, then we continued directly to China, and now we are in Thailand. And not only that, Asia is my favorite continent. To be frank, more favorite than Europe. But Southeast Asia is really closest to my heart. So we spent really very happy years in Malaysia, and we continue in Thailand. I also cover Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar, so which gives me a lot of opportunities to travel and to, not only to see the places, but also to understand the developments there and to meet a lot of people, which I really like.
How important is this region to Czech Republic?
Well, we are a medium-sized European country. We are very much like Thailand, export-oriented country. We are dependent on foreign trade. So for us, especially Southeast Asia is the engine of the world economy, or the Asian economy. So we now really start to get really much more oriented to this part of the world. We are obviously the members of the European Union, but what is our limit is that around 85% of our trade goes directly to Europe, and especially to Eurozone, to the European Union, so which makes us a little bit vulnerable. So we are looking for the new markets, and we are looking for the new opportunities, and that's why we concluded with the government of Thailand the agreement on economic cooperation, and this year we hope to have the second round, the joint economic committee. We just this week we opened the office for promotion of trade called Czech Trade in Bangkok. So we strengthened our commercial section. So we are trying to get more companies to be involved in trade and investment. What is to speak about the quality of Czech-Thai relations is important to say that last year we celebrated 40 years anniversary of our diplomatic relations. So we had a series of cultural events, especially music, because Prague is not only famous for its architecture but also for its music festival, Prague Spring, and there are not also out of Prague in our provinces. You would find surprisingly high level of music life, but that is music is something what everyone understands. So what we did is that we engaged actually Czech and Thai musicians to play together. So we had a wonderful series of wonderful concerts, which was really highly acclaimed by Thai audience. That was really one of the finest times of my stay in Thailand so far.
What about the Czech community in Thailand? Are there many?
Czech communities, surprisingly for me, is not that numerous. We have maybe around 200 people living in Thailand on the permanent, on a long-term basis. But what we see is we have, of course, much more tourists. There are around 45, maybe 50,000 tourists coming to Thailand every year. They usually come at this part of the year because it is the time when winter in Central Europe is really nasty.
Right.
So the people who like the warm weather and sun on the sky instead of snowing, so they come to Thailand and they have a really great time. I can tell you. So that the embassy, which usually deals with the cases when the tourists may be in the troubles, like lost passports, this sort of things.
Yeah.
So they almost do not bother us. So it's something what probably makes the people feel so good that they feel very well. We have actually the reactions of people when they come home, so they are very positive on Thailand. They usually our people they go to the seashore, like to Phuket, Krabi. There are really many beautiful islands. There are crystal clear water and white sanded beaches, which we do not have. So we are a landlocked country, so that our people actually enjoy what they do not have and cannot have at home. But also other parts of Thailand, like the northern part, they like to go to the north to do some trekking in the hilly area, in the mountains. So that's what I like also to do. We have the honorary consulate in Chiang Rai, so that now I plan to take my road bicycle and go biking there because I feel it's so fine.
Yeah, we sneaked at the award that you got, that you are the Bangkok Best Bicycle Ambassador.
Yeah, this is what I do all my life. I like biking because it makes me not only physically fit, but also it really clears your mind. And I go biking here to several parts, but my most favorite part of Bangkok is Lumpini Park.
Oh, that's so close to your residence.
It's a fantastic place. I also tried the trek very close to the airport, which is more demanding because it's just one circuit, 25 kilometers, beautifully done. But unfortunately, it's practically just next to the airport, and usually the airports are on a very flat area. They have to be flat, and so that it is the place for a strong wind. So that when the wind blows against you, which it usually does, so it is not that nice place because there are almost no trees. It's a nice place. They should be developed, like to have some cafe. Because not everyone would like to take 25 kilometers first.
One way.
But then I stay here because it's really nicely structured with a lot of trees and water and curves. Lumpini Park. So that I really love it.
And things to discover by being on the bike. Talk about Czech people loving Thailand. I think grass is greener on the other side. We also love Prague so much, and we
saw the movie, Thai movie, Thai soap opera. They went filming in Prague and
so
got
romantic.
a big hit.
It's a beautiful city, a beautiful capital you have.
Yes, it is. I come from Prague. My wife comes from the northeastern part of the country called Bohemian Paradise. Beautiful hilly landscape there. But Prague is a city which is more than 1,000 years old. The oldest building made of stone comes from the late 9th century. And then Prague is sometimes said to be the Museum of European Architecture because all styles of architecture that you can ever imagine you find there. It's very compact. It is a city which I call the city which never lost its human dimension. It is not too small, not too big. It's really just okay. You can walk easily, and I find the life very nice that you can have a rest at many places, being restaurants, cafes. You can go to the parks. There are really beautiful churches with the over-offer of music. We are a very musical nation. Music plays a big role in our lives.
Bicycling could be tough because it's a cobblestone street.
Yeah.
That's
On foot
correct.
maybe.
It is something what I have to admit that Prague is not a city
To bike.
which would be very suitable for biking. That's very correct. And it's whatever the city council does, it is really never enough because it's really very hard.
Yeah.
The structure, especially of the old city, it's a medieval city, so
Right.
the streets are narrow
Yeah.
and with the cobblestones, it's not very easy
We
for
enjoy
biking,
most,
but much
on
more
foot,
for
yeah.
walking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's you can enjoy it really fully, and you here and there you all the time you hear some music.
คุณมิกกี้ท่านทูตเช็คนี่มีความสามารถรอบตัวจริงๆนะครับเป็น
ใช่
ทั้ง
ค่ะ
นักกีฬานะฮะปั่นจักรยานนักกีฬาไอซ์ฮอกกี้
ค่ะ
สัญญาว่าเดี๋ยวครั้งหน้าเนี่ยจะพาคุณผู้ชมไปปั่นจักรยาน
ค่ะ
แล้วก็ไปปิกนิกกับท่านทูตและภริยานะครับแต่วันนี้เนี่ยมาดูอีกความสามารถหนึ่งของท่านนะครับท่านกำลังจะทำซุปให้เราได้ทานกันด้วยนะครับ
หอมมาก
Ambassador, you are
ค่ะ
all rounded you also cook
You know the cooking.
you have too many things already on the resume Ambassador
Yeah, cooking is something that I've been doing since my age of maybe 10 when actually I started to cook with my father. In our family it was much more the men's line to cook
Oh, really?
rather than my mother. And also I actually spent much more time in the kitchen than my wife. She knows to cook, but her preference is to cook everything in 20 minutes, whereas with our younger son, so I can spend hours in
I
the
see
in the
so
kitchen.
that's your family tradition yeah?
And then it's what usually when we were together in Malaysia, China, and here. So what we were doing on Saturdays, so we came to kitchen, we closed the door of the kitchen, we put some music, we opened some bottle of something good, and we started to cook and chat and making fun.
It's boiling. So what are you
Yeah.
preparing for us today?
So I'm preparing for you the soup, which I would describe it as a potato mushroom soup. It is the soup which originates in southern Bohemia, the southern part of the country. And so it's a very typical winter soup, which is very rich and thick, unlike the soups that usually you eat in summer in Europe. So the soup is not just ordinary soup. It is the winning soup from the Thailand culinary challenge from last year. In August, 2 young Czech chefs won the whole competition.
I see.
There were 2 days. The first day was the national cuisine, and they were first with this soup.
Jako ten lísteček na rozmaríně, jako ten lísteček na rozmaríně.
ทำไม่ยากนะครับ
ค่ะ
ต้มนมใส่แป้งแล้วใส่ซุปเผ็ดเข้าไปใช่ไหมครับ
ค่ะ
ตอนนี้
แต่เป็นเมนูที่เชฟชาวเช็กนะคะที่มาแข่งขันที่เมืองไทยเมื่อปีที่แล้วเนี่ยชนะการแข่งขันรางวัล ทำอาหารนานาชาติที่
ครั
จั
บ
ดขึ้น
ครับ
ด้วยเมนูนี้
เม
ค่ะ
นูนี้เลยนะครับน้องตุ้ยก็เลยไปให้เชฟเนี่ยสอนเมนูนี้มา
ค่ะ
นะครับAlright. Any name of the soup, Ambassador?
Yes, the soup is called Gulaida.
Gulaida.
Gulaida. How do you
So
spell Gulaida?
it's Kulaida.
Gulaida.
Oj ne trucuj, czeka jeszcze nie są tu. Tepru możesz trucować, aż ja budu rukować. Tepru możesz płakać. Tepru możesz trucować, aż ja budu rukować. Tepru możesz płakać. Panelineczkiem woda biezi, ej swoją milu, i nie leci, ej swoją milu, i nie leci. Ej leci, leci, lebo zaspał, ej leci, leci. Panelineczkiem woda biezi, ej swoją milu, i nie leci, ej swoją milu, i nie leci. Ej leci, leci, lebo zaspał, ej leci, leci, lebo zaspał, ej nie pito tam, veru zaspał, ej nie pito tam, veru zaspał. Co to masz, mamilo, co to masz za krasu? Dziś na diaboletu, dziś na diaboletu, celi za
คุณผู้ชมอาจจะไม่ทราบนะครับว่าประเทศเช็กรีพับลิกหรือว่าที่มีเมืองหลวงคือปรากเนี่ยนะครับได้รับสถิติว่าเป็นประเทศที่เขาดื่มเบียร์กันมากที่สุดในโลกนะครับ
แต่ไม่น่าแปลกใจนะคะ
ดื่
เพ
ม
ราะ
เบีย
ว่า
ร์มากกว่าน้ำคุณนิกกี้
แต่ว่าอากาศมันหนาวไง
ฮะ
คุณดูอาหารซีอย่างซุปเนี่ยก็โอ้โหเข้มเลยอะ
เนี่ยท่านทูตก็ได้ให้เราต้องเริ่มกับ
ใช่ค่ะ
aperitif หรือว่า
ค่ะ
จะสามารถเป็น digestive ก็ได้นะครับ เพราะว่า
ค่ะ
เป็น liquor ที่มีดีกรีค่อนข้างสูง แต่
ค่ะ
ว่าเต็มไปด้วยสมุนไพรนะครับ มาจากแหล่งที่มี springs หรือว่ามี spa
ค่ะ
มาบรรจบกันนะครับ ที่เมืองหนึ่งของประเทศ Czech Republic นะครับ Ambassador this is so nice the digestive that you are recommending there's a
Yeah.
story behind it
Yes, that's the story goes like that. That it is the drink which is produced in our famous spa called Carlsbad in the western part of the country.
I see
Where we have the 12 healing springs coming from the ground, the hot springs. And as this liquor is produced at the same place, it's sometimes it is called the 13th healing spring. And then it goes even further than that. That they say that where it flows, there it heals. So that you can
a good excuse to have some
That's why they recommend it to drink it not only before the meal but also
After
that
the meal.
as a digestive. But it definitely is due to the 27% herbs. It has a certainly healing and relaxing effect.
And why is it that you drink more beer than water in your country?
The weather?
It's probably the history tradition. In each city, even the small city, there was a brewery. One of the basic rights which was being given by the king and to the cities was the right to make beer for the breweries. And so that we have many sorts of beer and like for the French or Italians is wine, for the Czechs
Beer.
Is beer.
How do we? Well, it's been lit already, Ambassador. But what happened to this candles and a story behind this candlestick?
You know, we had we had a dinner on Friday night, and we lit the candles, and just after that we just left for the weekend out of Bangkok, and when we came back, the candles were like that, and so that we said, well, we keep it. It looks really fantastic. It's like
an art piece.
Yes, it is like the Salvatore Dali. You know, this clock that the time like is flowing, so that that came to our mind that we shall not put the new candles there, that we shall keep it as such, so that actually the candlelight is not, we cannot use it anymore for the original purpose, but we found a dual purpose for that thing.
So strange that three of them fall
Same direction.
in the same way.
Same direction,
Yes.
Art piece.
All right, we have another dessert here.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it seems
So
like it's
yeah.
apple strudel, right?
Yes, that's correct. That I
So who
maybe
does it belong? Is it German or is it Czech?
in the Czech household it is Czech, in German it is German, in Austrian it's Austrian, but it is actually the piece which makes these friendly disputes between the nations.
Nice
What
word.
is the pancakes, palachinken, whether it is
Beer,
Austrian or
strudel.
beer. Yeah.
But you have many interesting glasses here.
Yes,
This
table
is for
setting.
beer?
Very
Yes,
nice.
that's
That's
for
for
beer.
Yeah, this is for water.
So this is actually the line which
Okay.
which is very classical. It is the line which is also supplied to the presidents and the king, to the royal court.
Premium quality, yeah.
And
Yes.
also
Crystal.
Yes, it's handmade.
Handmade.
Everything handmade.
Yeah.
It's there's even though there are like the new ways how to do that, but Moser does everything just by hand.
Exquisite.
It's a small company. There are only 3 companies in the world which are able to do this clarity crystal.
What brand is this, Eliza?
Moser.
Oh, the same
Yes,
brand.
The same one.
It is the
We
same.
saw in the
So
living
this
room.
is this classical line which you
It's the
see,
classical
which you
line.
see here.
All right.
And this is something what for the Czechs is very typical. It's a crystal. If you want to make anyone happy with a gift from the Czech Republic, just buy crystal. You can make no mistake.
All genuine
Yes.
if you buy in Czech Republic.
อืม
Yes.
คุณวิกกี้มีทีเชิ้ตด้วยไม่ใช่เหรอฮะ
Yes. I really like this T-shirt
creative.
slogan. Brad, check me out.
Check me
นะคะ
out.
Check me out. So you use the sound of the country
Yeah.
with the English word check. So we'd like
It
to talk about
pronounces the
this.
same, right?
Yes,
Check,
that's
yeah.
correct.
Is it the tourism slogan or something?
Yes, that's very correct. I
Check me
think
out.
it's really witty. It shows this how we are playful, the Czechs, and creative. And,
So
So
just
if
go
I go
there
to
and check
if I
me
go
out.
to Prague, I will type check in on my Facebook with this spelling.
you can check in the hotel.
Check in.
Yeah.
You know, people do that on social media.
Yeah.
I will use this
that's correct. So-
spelling.
Yes.
So that and just be sure that when you go to Prague, you not only that you will be entertained on a very nice and really high level
Yeah.
by the theater and music and
Oh, yeah.
culture, but also you'll be leaving Prague and you will never be hungry or thirsty.
Of course.
So this is the place. But this is something what we have common with the Thais.
Yeah.
This culture
Yeah.
of cuisine. Yeah.
So
And-
this will be the souvenir from you to our audience, and we have the question for them too. It's about the soup that you have right now.
ครับผมความจริงแล้วเนี่ยมีคำถามถามคุณผู้ชมด้วยนะครับ
ค่ะ
เพราะว่าเรากำลังจะแจกทีเชิ้ตกี่ตัว
ตอนนี้
ฮะ
นะคะ
How many are we giving away, Ambassador?
Check
me out.
As many as you need.
เอาคำถามก่อนกันแล้วกันนะครับ
เอาคำถามก่อน
เดี๋ยวเรา
ค่ะ
จะแจกกี่ตัวนะครับ
I know that is a diplomatic answer. Right?
You are a diplomat.
Yes.
ก็คำถามนะครับซุปที่เมื่อสักครู่ที่ท่านทูตทำให้เราได้ชมกันในห้องครัวแล้วกำลังจะทานกันนี่นะครับมี
ค่ะ
ชื่อว่าอะไร ผมขอตัวสะกดด้วย
ขอตัวสะกดด้วยนะ
ขอ
เพ
ตัว
ราะว่าเมื่อ
สะกดด้วย
กี้คุณวารินให้ตัวสะกดไปแล้ว
ย้ำ
ใช่
แล้วว่า
ค่ะ
ตัวนั้นเนี่ยออกเสียงยังไงด้วย
ใช่
นะครับ
ค่ะ
ขอ
อ่า
ทั้งชื่อแล้วก็สะกดให้ถูกต้องด้วยนะครับแล้วเราจะส่ง
ค่ะ
เสื้อยืดตัวนี้ไปให้
ค่ะ
ปราก
ใช่
เนี่ย
ค่ะ
นะครับท่านทูตบอกแล้วนะครับว่าไปเที่ยวเนี่ยคือสิ่งที่คล้ายกันกับคนไทยสำหรับชาวเช็กก็คือว่ากินดื่ม
เต็มที่เลย
ไม่
นะ
มี
คะ
ใครกลับมาท้องว่างแน่ๆนะครับอืม
คุณผู้ชมก็ส่งคำตอบมานะคะว่าซุปที่เรากำลังจะทานเนี่ยคืออะไรนะคะ แล้วก็ส่งมาได้ที่ www.facebook.com/thediplomatspringnews ก็จะได้เสื้อยืดตัวนี้ไปนะคะ Check me out
เช็ค
ค่ะ
เดียวนะครับ
ค่ะ
วันนี้ทั้งท่านทูตนะครับ คุณมิกกี้ทันชนกจงยศยิ่งและผมวารินลาไปก่อนเลยนะครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Haj, husy do jačmeňa, haj, si to vyky, nebudu sa spíše ženit, až budu veliký. Co to máš, mamila, co to máš za oči, když do nich pohlednu, hlava sa netočí, když do nich pohlednu,